Hey everyone, today I'm trying my hand at orange chicken, which was invented by a very popular American Chinese restaurant chain called Panda Express. This is the first time ever that I'm making this recipe, so let's see how it goes. But I'm going to change up this recipe just a little bit, but not too much, because the Panda Express orange chicken recipe that I found online, it's an original recipe, requires 2 pounds of chicken, which makes like 8 servings. That's a little bit too much. I always recommend that whenever you make a recipe for the very first time, if it's a big recipe, don't make so much, make half of it. So you might either not enjoy the meal, or you might have to throw like the food away, which is like a waste, right? So I'm going to cut the ingredients in this recipe in half, and just go on from there. As always, I'm going to show you how to make these dishes in steps. So I'm going to timestamp all the steps in the description box below so you can just breeze through them. So the first thing I have to do is to make a marinade. So that's one thing that's different than Panda Express. According to their recipe, they don't marinate the chicken. I'm going to do it. Step 2, I'm going to show you how to make the orange sauce. And step number 3, I'm going to show you how to make the batter for the frying. Okay, so first thing is to marinate my chicken. Right here I have 450 grams of chicken thighs that are cut into about 1-inch pieces. Right here, I added in 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. And this is 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing wine. This is Chinese cooking wine. It's a lot of chicken. And this is 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, followed by half a teaspoon of ground white pepper. And then just mix it up until it's thoroughly combined, and then refrigerate it for about 10 minutes. All right, so now it's time to make the sauce. I just need a tablespoon of oil. This is half a teaspoon of chili flakes. This is 25 grams of sugar and 25 grams of brown sugar. And here is the ingredient that the dish is named after. This is orange juice, and I have 110 milliliters here. The original recipe calls for a lot less. So in my opinion, if you're gonna call this an orange chicken, you better have some good orange taste. And this is 60 milliliters of white vinegar to give it a really nice sour tang. And finally, 1 tablespoon light soy sauce. And then we mix this up just to help the sugars dissolve. All right, that's it. Okay, boys and girls, so if you watch my cooking show a lot, you know what's coming next. The slurry, which is gonna help thicken up that sauce. The original Panda Express recipe calls for cornstarch or corn flour, but I prefer potato starch better. That's just my personal preference. And 1 tablespoon just water into the potato starch and just give it a good stir. Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna set both of these aside because right now we're gonna deal with the aromatics. I need to mince up 3 large garlic cloves. The original recipe calls for a lot less garlic, but I like garlic, so I'm gonna add a bunch. And I need a teaspoon of fresh grated ginger. And that's done. And then right here I have 1 stalk of spring onions. This is just gonna go in at the end as a garnish, so you don't really need it unless you want to. Because right now it's time to make the batter for the orange chicken. All right, now, so for the batter, I need a combination of AP flour and cornstarch. This here is 60 grams of corn flour. This is 150 grams of AP flour. Okay, next up is 1 large egg. And I'm gonna season my flour with 2 teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of ground white pepper, and here's 200 milliliters of water, and this is just a tablespoon of oil. And then we whisk this up, take out the large lumps. If you're left with little lumps, don't worry about it. this is the fry batter, and as you can see, it's very wet, like a pancake batter. Now, personally, from my experience, I don't like this type of batter because the outside is going to be a little bit crispy, but the inside is going to be like a little bit like bready. If you've ever eaten a corn dog, you know exactly what I mean. Now, I'm going to fry this chicken twice just for the hell of it. Maybe it might help, but I'm thinking that it won't. Because another problem that I foresee with this fry batter is that when the orange chicken sauce hits the chicken, it's gonna coat the chicken, but it's gonna make it a little bit soggy. So that's why I always prefer the dry frying batter that you see me do on my sesame chicken or even my General Tso's chicken. And then take out the chicken. Just drop it into your batter. As you can see, the batter is very, very wet. And that's the way it's supposed to be. So just give it a good mix, making sure that all your chicken is thoroughly coated. Let the chicken sit there for about 10 minutes so that it can come up to room temperature. And then in about 5 minutes, you can go ahead and heat your oil to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so how do you know that your oil is ready for frying? You can always put in a chopstick right in the center. And if it starts fizzing like that, you know that your oil is at least 350 degrees. Okay, I fried my first batch of chicken already, and this is my second batch of chicken. I just wanted to speed things up a bit. Actually, the truth is, I forgot to turn on the camera. Okay, so now it's time for the second fry. I turned the heat up just a little bit and I left it like this for about 2 minutes. So I'm gonna put in all my chicken at the same time for the second fry. This way, this is gonna give the chicken an extra special crispiness. Okay, it's time to make the chicken. I'm gonna wok on high heat. My wok is smoking, so I'm gonna add a tablespoon of oil. Throw in my garlic and my ginger. Mix it around, just mix it around so it doesn't burn. Give your sauce another mix, throw it in. It smells really good. Now, let the sauce boil a little bit and then give your slurry another mix. I'm gonna throw in just 1 tablespoon first. In order for your slurry to work really well, your liquids have to be boiling. And then I'm gonna check the consistency of the sauce. As you can see, it's thickening up quite nice, right? Check that out. And then you add in all your chicken. Hurry up and mix it. Turn off the heat. Oh man, I cannot wait to taste this. And then just toss in the spring onions. And that's it. This looks so good. Man, Man, this smells so good. Nice and saucy. Big pieces of chicken. Just a few more spring onions on top. Hey, check that out. All right. Now obviously fried rice or just plain white rice is the way to go. As you can see, there's no real crunch to it because it's really soggy. Because it is soggy because it's covered by the sauce already. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's a layer of fry coating there, and that's why it's not as crispy. I don't taste too much of the orange juice, which is kind of weird because the original orange chicken from Panda Express, their ingredients ask for a lot less orange juice, while I'm using half the ingredients, but I added more orange juice, and I still can't really taste so much of the orange juice. So either my orange juice is not, you know, orange enough, or there has to be something else that has to be done to up the taste of the orange. Now, it's a decent recipe. If you want to make it, go ahead and try it. But to be honest, there could be a lot more improvement. So it's going to take me a little bit of time to experiment, and hopefully I'll have a video up by 2 weeks or so. Alright everybody, thank you for watching again. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and please do share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and hit the bell notification button. I make videos about once every week or so. And to all my current subscribers, thank you very much for joining me, and hope to see you all again next time. Take care and goodbye.